Today I'm going to sunny Eastbourne to watch Eastbourne Borough play Dulwich Hamlet. Why is it called sunny Eastbourne? Apparently no place in England gets more sun than Eastbourne, which this year has been about an hour and a half. Although obviously it is quite sunny today, so I expect to be melting about sort of 20 minutes into the cycle. So I tried to find interesting facts about Eastbourne, but 90% of them seem to be either about World War II or Beachy Head, neither of which make for particularly light topics for a preamble for a footballing cycling video. But I did discover that Eastbourne was the site of 2 Guinness World Records. A few years ago, 28 girls crammed themselves into one mini, which is nice. And shortly after that, 351 consecutive people walked over 2 meters of burning hot coals for reasons I don't fully understand. In terms of famous residents, Eastbourne doesn't have many, but until recently, it was home to Sergio Torres. Now, as a part-time Crawley Town fan, Sergio Torres is one of my favourite players. Why? Because a few years ago, when Crawley Town was still a National League club, they played Derby County in the FA Cup, and in the last minute of the game, Sergio Torres did this.
From the corner, here came Crawley again, Howell's delivery, and Torres again, the Argentine who bought his own air ticket to England 7 years ago, wrote his name large in Crawley Town and FA Cup folklore with the winner.
What's the ride like today?
It's about 62 kilometres. Luckily Eastbourne's by the sea, so it's mostly downhill. It should take me about 3 hours. To be honest, I'm running fairly late, so I'm going to have to start going. So let's start the music and start the ride. Right, I've been cycling for about 18 kilometres, about 40 minutes or so, and I've come to another spot that Komoot has told me is a good place to stop. As I've mentioned before, I use Komoot to plan my route and to find interesting things to see along the way. Komoot is a community-based app. Users can log highlights on their trips so that other users can find them when they're planning their routes. For my trip to Eastbourne today, I found a number of interesting things. This one was suggested by a user called Leanne, who has suggested that this is a nice spot for a little dip. Let's have a little look at it, shall we? It's a little bit like the one I found on my trip to Maidstone United last week. My question to the Komoot user called Leanne is, are you mental? Who is going to swim in that? It's not even a nice place for a dip. It's about ankle deep. So I'm beginning to think this might be the last time I trust Komoot to find me a swimming spot. Not that I want to swim today. I mean, it's 18 degrees, it's not that cold, but it might have been nice to see a picturesque body of water or something like that. You know, make the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube a little bit more interesting. So, Leanne, I'm not listening to your advice again. I mean, I have to say, my ex-wife is called Leanne. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. It's one and the same. And she's just trying to send me off route. Well done, you win. here in Uckfield. I'm about halfway through, and I've just spent about 5 minutes trying to think of anything interesting to say about the town of Uckfield. I even tried a bit of Googling and I came up with nothing. You know, it's got a Costa, a Specsavers, a KFC with an inordinately large queue outside of it. It's got a train station and a hell of a lot of cars. And really, that's about it. So I think I'm just going to eat my apple, have my drink and crack on with the ride. But I am just going to leave you with this. I do like this statue of Jesus that's stuck on the side of a building. Looks like he's dancing to Staying Alive or something, which is a bit ironic now I think about it. So I think on that note, I'm just going to crack on with the cycle. So I'm here at Eastbourne Borough and I'm here with Dan Ford. Dan, who are you?
So my name's Dan Ford and I am the head of scouting and analysis for Eastbourne Borough Football Club and also a researcher for Football Manager.
So how long have you been working at Eastbourne for?
So this is my second full season, so relatively new in the post, but enjoying every moment, and yeah, it's going really well.
And give us a little insight to what you have to do for this role.
So one of my main bits at the moment is oppositional analysis. So during the week, having a look at the opposition, which we're seeing now, hopefully picking up some of their weaknesses, looking at their strengths as well, and hopefully giving us the best chance to try and beat who's here on game day.
Fantastic. And who have you identified as their danger man today?
So one of their danger men, I'm sure he's well known amongst the football manager community, Danny Mills up front, big, tall, powerful striker, scores lots of goals at this level and mainly headers as well, which is quite interesting. So he'll definitely be one to watch today.
So I'm presuming the Eastbourne Borough players have been sort of told shut down crosses, mark your man in the box, all of that kind of stuff?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Not give away many free kicks in and around the box. Hopefully get one of our more powerful centre-halves up against him as well today. That's what we'll be aiming for.
Fantastic. And how long have you been a researcher for Football Manager?
Similar sort of time actually, about 2 years. So similar sort of time that I've been doing the scouting analysis stuff.
Brilliant. And the music stopped.
Just at the right time.
So Dan, obviously you're a researcher for Eastbourne Borough and you actually work for the club, so you must be researching yourself in the game?
Absolutely, you know, it's quite interesting to see my name up on there, and I try to be very honest with my own ratings, not bump them up too much so I get taken away by Manchester United or Liverpool, so I try to be really honest with my own ratings.
So I had a look at your profile in Football Manager today to just have a little look. What height have you put yourself as?
As a mistake, I put myself down as 6'10".
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the tallest, but
yeah,
I corrected that for you. And one other thing I noticed is that you hadn't given yourself a current ability. Now, as anybody who plays Football Manager knows, current ability is out of 200. You've been very good. You've not given yourself one, so the game will automatically give you one. But I've assigned a current ability to you this morning.
Right.
Would you care to guess out of 200 what I've given you?
Oh, I mean, knowing Football Manager the way I do, I mean, I would take 35, 40, that would be where I think I put my own.
You're very close. You're very close. So you've got a current ability in the game of 45, which is about right for this level. It's about right for someone that's up and coming. I won't tell you your potential ability, but you do have a higher potential ability. You're new. You've got a good background behind you. You've been doing this before Eastbourne Borough for a little while. So I believe you've got the potential to go a little bit further in the game. So how about that?
Fantastic. I can't wait then. I can't wait to see how far I can go in the virtual game and compared to in real life.
So Dan, as well as being a football manager, researcher and head of scouting and analysis at Eastbourne Borough, you've also got your main job. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your main job is?
Yeah, so I work for a company called Man v Fat Football, and we are a football league like no other. We've got 90 leagues up and down the country, and we are a specialist six-a-side league for guys who are overweight or obese, looking to maybe get back into football, having not played for years, wanting to lose a little bit of weight. So we're a specialist football league that are up and down the country. As I've said, we've got 90, and the guys play on the pitch at Eastbourne Borough every Wednesday. So you can check us out on our website, manvfatfootball.org.uk, and you'll find your nearest local league.
Lord, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? Rhinestone suits and new shiny cars. It's been the same way for years. We need to change. Somebody told me when I came to Nashville, son, you finally got it made. Old Hank made it here. We're all sure that you will, but I don't think Hank done it this way. No, I don't think Hank done it this way. Look at way. Did old Hank really do it this way? Thought I've seen the world with a five-piece band, looking at the backside.
So Dan, we've just witnessed a 2-2 draw. There was a crowd of about 750. Why don't you tell me why more people should come and watch Eastbourne Borough?
I think we're a really family and community based club, which is really, really important at the core of everything that we do. We want to be a really exciting football team to watch, but really important that we're here for the local community. So we've had a really good crowd here today, and we hope to welcome more people down at Priory Lane. That's really, really important. So, and when it's sunny, it's really sunny like it was today.
And what are your aims for the season, would you think?
I think, as always, the first thing to tick off the list is make sure that we stay in the league. That's really, really important. And then once we've achieved that, then it's looking upwards. What else can these players achieve? But really important that we bring the team together, the team ethos and cohesion. That's really, really important for Eastbourne Borough. But yeah, stay in the league is the first thing, and then see where we can get to and where we can progress.
Fantastic. And final question on Eastbourne. Who would you say your biggest rivals are?
Oh, that's a good question. We always have, not in the league, in our league, but we welcomed Lewis for a pre-season match, which was always a good battle against. They're in a division lower than us, so it's always a nice battle against those. In our division, we played Dartford last week, which was a good game. So yeah, there's quite a few local teams as well that are always good fun to go up against.
Fantastic. Who do you think will win the league this season?
I've already mentioned them, but I think Dartford have got a really good chance, really good team. And then you've also got the other big boys in regards to Ebbsfleet as well. They're a really, really strong, powerful team this season. So I think it's going to be between one of those two, I think.
Well, Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure. This has definitely been my favourite trip so far, and I'm very much looking forward to coming back to Eastbourne Borough, maybe by train instead of by bike. But thanks very much.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Good luck with the rest of the challenge.
Cheers, thanks. All right, so the game's finished. It finished 2-2. On balance, Dulwich probably controlled possession, but I think it was Eastbourne who created the better chances, and so it was that they took the lead. Unfortunately, just 6 minutes later, their keeper had a bit of a calamity moment and ended up punching the ball into his own net. It was a little bit Jordan Pickford-esque, but he's a good keeper, he's a young keeper, and he'll definitely learn from that mistake. So 1-1 at half-time, went into the second half as much of the same. Dulwich again controlled possession. This time the chances were a little bit more even, and it looked like it could be a tough day for Eastbourne when Darren McQueen put Dulwich 2-1 up. But Eastbourne didn't give up, they kept pushing. I got behind the goal because I could see a goal coming, and sure enough, Greg Lewis scored from outside the edge of the area. A bit of a P-roller, a bit of a weird one, cheers that. A bit of a weird one where the ball seemed to take about 10 minutes to cross the line, but cross the line it did for 2-2, which on balance was probably a fair result. I have to say this was easily my favourite ride so far. I know we're only 3 games in, but Eastbourne Borough was such a lovely team from the moment I first contacted them to say I was coming down to when I turned up to the ground, meeting Dan Ford, meeting their commercial team. Everybody at Eastbourne Borough is an absolute credit to the club. It's a real community family club, and I can't recommend it enough. If you're in the area, if you're from the area, come down, watch Eastbourne Borough. It's a wonderful ground, they've got a lovely pub outside, and it's the sunniest part of England, so what's not to like? Next week I'm cycling to Slough Town. They're playing St Albans City. Instead of the requisite 60 kilometres I seem to be doing so far this season, it's about 90 kilometres. It will take about 3.5, 4 hours, and hey, we all know what's going to happen. I won't do any training during the week, so I'll be absolutely knackered about halfway through. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you appreciate the effort cycling all this way. As usual, the Just Giving link will be in the description. Please do give generously. It's for a really fantastic cause. I spoke to a fan in the ground who's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. The prognosis is actually quite good for him, and a large part of the reason for that will be the research that he's funded through donations to Prostate Cancer UK. So please do give. It's for a really, really great cause, and I really don't want to be doing all this cycling for nothing. So I've been the cycling researcher. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to go and cycle to Brighton and then get a train home, I think. See you next week.